Good evening. We will call to order the City of Rockford's regularly scheduled City Council meeting for Monday, May 4th, 2026. This evening, we are fortunate that we have Pastor Sonji Collins of House of God Church with us to provide us with an invocation.
Gracious and eternal God, your word says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. We gather with gratitude for the city of Rockford and its leaders. We recognize the responsibility of this moment and the opportunity to shape the future. We declare that this city is moving towards greater peace, greater stability, and greater opportunity. Where there are public safety challenges, bring wisdom and safer streets. Where housing and economic barriers exist, open pathways that serve with dignity and fairness. We speak clarity over every decision made in this room today. Let insight rise, collaboration strengthen, and thoughtful leadership guide every discussion. May differences lead to better outcomes, and may every voice be considered with respect. May wisdom lead, and may the future of this city be shaped with care and peace. In your Son's great name, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Toomberg.
Here.
Frost.
Here.
Tarina. Prunty. Wilkins. Hoffman. Granith. Beach. Salgado. Meeks. Bell. 11 present.
Excellent. We have a quorum this evening. Is there a motion to approve the Journal of Proceedings for the City Council meeting held on March 2nd, 2026? We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Excellent. This evening, we are fortunate to have three proclamations. Our first proclamation is for Cinco de Mayo, and I know that we have members of our Somos Employee Resource Group, as well as Alderman Salgado and members of the community who would like to come forward. See, I was going to say the one closest to me had to speak, and I was going to put Haley on the spot. All right. Well, then I'm going to give that to you. Whereas May 5th, or Cinco de Mayo in Spanish, is celebrated each year as a date of importance by Mexican and Mexican Americans. And whereas Cinco de Mayo holiday commemorates May 5th, 1862, the date on which the Battle of Puebla was fought by Mexicans who were struggling for their independence and freedom. And whereas the French army, which had not experienced defeat against any Europe's finest troops in over a half century, were defeated by the Mexican forces, whom were outnumbered and ill-equipped, but their high-spirited and courage led them to victory. And whereas the Cinco de Mayo holiday is not only the commemoration of the rout of the French troops at the town of Puebla in Mexico, but it is also a celebration of the virtues of individual courage and patriotism of all Mexicans and Mexican Americans who have fought for freedom and independence against foreign aggressors. And whereas Cinco de Mayo serves as a reminder that the foundation of the United States is built by people from from many nations and diverse cultures who are willing to fight and die for freedom. And whereas Cinco de Mayo also serves as a reminder of a close spiritual and economic ties between the people of Mexico and the people of the United States. Now, therefore, I, Thomas P. McNamara, as the mayor of the city of Rockford, do hereby proclaim May 5th, 2026 to be Cinco de Mayo. Armando, would you like to share a few words with us?
A little bit. There's a prayer that says, you're blessed among women. Right? No, thank you, Tom, and thank you, Jaime, for inviting us. I don't know that I'll give the ladies an opportunity, but all I can say that if the French had won and stayed in Mexico, we wouldn't be saying Viva Mexico, we would be saying Viva la France, and we don't want to do that. No, so let's go.
We're past it. Go ahead, Christina. Thank you so much for your time and for doing this proclamation. It means a lot to our group. Thank you.
You just had to pass that one more down, and I... Thank you, guys. Are we doing a photo? What do you want to do? Yes, we should. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's a good prayer, Armando. My mother always said, if you want to talk about something, you invite men. If you want to get something done, you invite women. So, next, we are fortunate that it's National Salvation Army Week, and I know we have a number of folks with us from Salvation Army, including Captain Alex Yanez. And you can come on in and take, yeah, you can take it over here if you want. How are you? Great to see you. How are you? Yes, good to see you. Whereas, established in Rockford in the year 1888, the Salvation Army is integral to the history of Rockford and Winnebago County. And whereas the mission to meet human needs in His name without discrimination allows the Salvation Army to uniquely serve where it is most needed. And whereas doing the most good means adapting and pivoting to provide where and when help is needed and to do whatever it takes. And whereas the ability of the Salvation Army to enter people's lives through their programs and services provides an opportunity to transform and support our neighbors beyond the table. And whereas the Salvation Army is now launching a new season of hope, a season that puts hope into action, positioning their members to cross over into the next level of effectiveness and delivering the Salvation Army's full mission. Now, therefore, I, Thomas P. McNamara, as the mayor of the city of Rockford, do hereby proclaim May 11th through the 17th of 2026 as National Salvation Army Week. Just want to also say sincerely thank you for the work and the support that you provide the city of Rockford. We genuinely appreciate it. Would you like to share a few words?
Well, the Salvation Army serves in 134 countries around the world, and for more than 100 years here in Rockford, and we're happy and blessed with the support from the city and by the city, and we're so excited to say that we're celebrating hope this year, and hopefully this coming fall, we're going to open a new community center that is going to serve our beautiful community, and it's going to be called the Hope Center. So thank you very much for this opportunity and recognition. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next proclamation this evening is Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have a lot of folks joining us this evening. We have Mary Trujillo from the City of Rockford. We have Winnebago County Health Board members, Community Crisis Response Team members, NAMI members, Tommy Coral Memorial members, and my list literally says et cetera. So please come forward. Whereas the City of Rockford takes pride in recognizing Mental Health Awareness Month, which offers the opportunity to increase understanding, reduce misconceptions and stigmas, and encourage those struggling to seek help and support. And whereas mental health is a fundamental aspect of overall health and well-being. And whereas mental illness can affect people of all ages, cultures, and socioeconomic backgrounds, and may be further influenced by systematic barriers and social inequities, including racism, poverty, homelessness, and discrimination. And whereas the City of Rockford has numerous mental health programs and initiatives, many funded through voter-approved half-cent sales tax through the Winnebago County Mental Health Board, offering education, prevention, early intervention, and crisis services. And whereas there is a strong body of research that supports specific tools that anyone can use to better handle challenges and protect their mental health and well-being. And whereas with early and effective treatment, those individuals with mental health conditions can recover and lead full, productive lives. And whereas each business, school, government agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen share the burden of mental health problems and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and supportive prevention programs. Now, therefore, I, Thomas P. McNamara, as the Mayor of the City of Rockford, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 to be Mental Health Awareness Month. Would you like to share a few words with us?
Yes. Thank you very much, Mayor and City Council, for allowing our Mind Matters Employee Resource Group to shine a light on these amazing partners in our community. We value the investment that is made possible by the half-cent sales tax through the Mental Health Board funds. Many of our programs are here tonight. I think Mayor already kind of gave a shout out to those, so I won't go through the long list, but we have amazing individuals doing really, really important work with individuals who are suffering from serious mental illness, mental health challenges, homelessness, domestic violence, and all of those things. And so I really just wanted, our Employee Resource Group really wants to shout out to all these important individuals who are day in, day out in the streets working with individuals who need help, and really want to encourage everyone to wear green for Mental Health Awareness Month. There's ribbons in the lobby downstairs, and please celebrate Mental Health Awareness Month with us. Thanks.
Thank you all for the work that you do. Genuinely appreciated. Next, we will move to petitions and communications. We will begin with Planning and Development Committee and Alderwoman Wilkins.
Item 1 is a memorandum from Todd Cagnoni, City Administrator, regarding the transfer of surplus property located at 1338 Derby Lane and 4750 Pepper Drive in the Northern Illinois Land Bank for future residential development, referred to Planning and Development Committee. Item 2 is a memorandum from Todd Cagnoni, City Administrator, regarding a proposed development agreement with Hillwood Enterprises, LLC, for the construction of spec industrial building and public improvement in conjunction with Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity Site Readiness Grant. refer to Planning and Development Committee.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Code and Regulation Committee and Alderman Bell.
Thank you, Mayor. 2 items. Item number 1, memorandum from Scott Capavilla, Planning and Zoning Manager, regarding the tentative and final plat of Rockford Logistic Park 20 subdivision, referred to Code and Regulation Committee. Item number 2, memorandum from Scott Capavilla, Planning and Zoning Manager, regarding the final plat of Adrian subdivision, referred to Code and Regulations Committee.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Finance and Personnel Committee and Alderman Frost.
Thank you, Your Honor. All 7 of these matters will be referred to the Finance and Personnel Committee. Number 1 is a memorandum from Charlotte Haas regarding a request for lien properties formerly owned by the Winnebago County trustee. Number 2 is a memorandum from Paniqua Hughes regarding an IGA between the city and the Rockford Public School District 205 regarding services provided at Summerdale Early Childhood Center. Number 3 is a memorandum from Timothy Hinkins regarding an agreement between the city and CN Railroad for the 6th and 9th Street two-way conversions. Number 4 is a memorandum from Tritera Flowers regarding the approval of a lease agreement with Comprehensive Community Solutions. Number 5 is a memorandum from Ann Wilkerson regarding the approval of the 2025 Supplemental Appropriation Ordinance. Number 6 is a memorandum from Ann Wilkerson regarding the approval of a resolution authorizing the Central Services Manager to execute a contract for natural gas supply. And number 7 is a memorandum from Carrie Haggerty regarding the sale of bonds to fund construction of a convention center and hotel. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to our public speakers. Remind our public speakers that there's a microphone on the back right as well as the back left of council chambers. You'll have 3 minutes to address our city council. Additional reminder to our public speakers that they must follow the council's public comment rules, which is 21, 22, and 23 in the Rockford Ordinance, Section 2-31, including time limits and decorum. Failure to comply with the public comment rules may result in removal from the meeting and may include exclusion from future meetings or penalties permitted by law. So we have 5 public speakers this evening. Our first public speaker is Stephen McMaster.
Went off script there a little, didn't you, Mr. Mayor? There's that one little part you threw in there just for funsies. The exclusion from future meetings. That's not in the law anywhere. New laws posted on the side of the wall. I don't know why that happened. It seems like it's nobody wants to discuss it. Stuff keeps happening in the background, though. Like, there are conversations that are occurring in the background after I get up here and speak. I'm just trying to be a part of those, or not even necessarily be a part of them, just know that they're happening. Because I only get to see the fact that the signs get changed. I only get to see the fact that it's no longer required when you fill out the public comment forms to put your address in. Like, I'm pretty sure that was due to the fact that I included, like, hey, PAC says you're not allowed to do this. So please understand that I am actually trying to get things changed. I do want us to all understand what Rule 21, 22, and 23 are. I mean, we still say that you can't have outer jackets, and I watched people come up here with outer jackets on. Actually, in fact, when we do proclamations, it seems like we invite members of the public out into this circle in direct violation of the rules that you just posted, the rules that you just commented about. I'm not asking for, like, those people to be punished. I'm not asking for anybody to be punished. I'm asking for us to understand the rules as they're written and for us to follow them. That's all I've ever asked for the last 7 months. Like, you have in your emails, we had a brief exchange over 6 months ago where I was like, hey, what are all the rules? And then I had to follow up with you to make sure that, like, I got a response. And your response was, ugh, it's harder to find all the rules than I thought. Sorry, I can't get this to you. And I responded back saying, I understand. Sometimes it's a difficult process to follow the actual law. I understand that sometimes you don't have the energy for that. But, like, I've had the energy to come up here for the last 7 months and say the same things. I have the energy to wait until the meeting's done, for all of you to leave, for all of you to chit-chat, for all of you to go out to the bars afterward. Like, I realize not everybody. Sorry, that's a pointed remark that you are all aware of who it's pointed towards. I'm trying to actually affect positive change. That's why I came out here a couple weeks ago and I said, I'll clean up your wards. Do something. Help me out. And instead, I get, like, smiles in the hallway as you just stone-face me and move around. I don't know what there is that I can do. Like, obviously, what happened last week will be handled differently. We have a rule against talking about pending or threatened litigation, so I don't know if that's a rule we intend to enforce, but I'll avoid talking about that for now. Like, I just want to know what the rules are, and I want us to all be able to agree with them. If there's a rule that we think is dumb, like not wearing jackets, then we should change that rule.
Thank you. Our next public speaker this evening is Rena Followell. Give me 1 second. There you go.
Thank you. I'd like to speak on the issue of proposed data center. This council has an opportunity to do more than make a routine zoning or TIF decision. Those organizations against this project are those organizing against this project are watching how cities across the country respond to similar proposals. This is your chance to set the standards on what others will follow. Stand with the people of Rockford and make it clear, not our air, not our water, not our city. Choose people over profit and demonstrate that community health, environmental integrity, and long-term well-being are not for sale. At this point, you have been provided with extensive information, research, and public input. The path forward is clear. If you choose otherwise, if personal profit is placed over people, know the residents across every ward are watching, organizing, and prepared to ensure their voices will be heard. I would also like to suggest that the council conduct a review under 5 IL CS 120-2 C16 as a self-evaluation and internal practices and procedures, as well as professional ethics expected when members represent themselves in public and on social media. As part of the process, I recommend inviting an association representative to share best practices on managing public comment, structuring agendas so closed session items are not overlooked, and establishing clear, consistent standards of accountability for all council members. When questions are met with eye rolls and backhanded remarks, remember, those questions represent the voices of the people seated behind me, those watching from home, and residents across the underserved wards. If that is how their questions are received, it erodes public trust. I would also like to address flock cameras. The public has not forgotten that the city of Rockford remains under constant surveillance by the company facing a growing list of grievances. These concerns are documented and ongoing. The council has both the authority and the responsibility to evaluate whether continuing these contracts aligns with the values of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Next public speaker this evening is John Tack Brantley.
Good evening, Mayor. First thing I want to give honor to God, but I want to bring up the fact that the Antichrist wannabe dictator Donald Trump is doing everything he can do to destroy our Constitution, and he's ripping it apart. And one of the amendments that he's ripping is the 14th Amendment. A lot of my family members got died and killed fighting for our 14th Amendment, the freedom of speech, the freedom to vote. I pledge my fraternity, and my code is free, black, and proud. And I was the president of the Black Student Union, the president of my fraternity. I also got a BA in social justice and physical education. I got a master in cross culture and race relations. But I got a doctor and a PhD in these streets. If you don't have a PhD or a doctor in these streets, you just are educated, what have you. But I want to give thanks. We are still going to the pyramid. I'm blown away how many people did not know we have 3 pyramids here in Illinois, and one of them is tall as the one in Cairo, Egypt. The pyramid was built in 500 BC. What hurt me is that the Native Americans, their bows and arrows was for hunting. It wasn't for fighting. The necklace I got on my neck, the Europeans came and gave them necklace for their land. Geronimo said it best. The white man made us many promises, but he only kept but one. He promised to take our land, and he took it. I want to thank the Catholic Diocese, the Lutheran Diocese, Second Congregational Church, Mount Zion Church, Lutheran Church, and Macedonian Church. They all came through. But most of all, We are the only ones who got aldermen that actually work together. Alderman Chad, my brother from another mother, he a Republican. He always blessed me. Frank always blessed me. And he never, even though whatever I say, he don't go against what I say. He listens to what I say. I'm very candid when I speak. And when you get upset about what I say, and Mayor, your father, when you was an alderman, running for alderman, your father came to me and asked me to back you instead of Maurice West. And do you know Maurice West is still to this day upset with me for voting for you? I don't go by the color of your skin. I go by the content of your character and whatever. Now, we got people, why, if our own peoples are the ones that's hurting us? It was our own peoples that's blocking me from taking this here event. Dr. Reed promised back in January he was going to give us a bus. Now I'm sitting here ain't here. I come to find out that one of my sororities told me they was going to give him a $2 million grant, and he did not fill out the form in order for them to work with the community. You cannot, whoa, I got a brain freeze. I got so much I want to say on that topic. It's not the white man blocking us from doing anything. It's our own peoples that's blocking us from doing anything. And it irks me how some high yellow complexion African Americans, I call bourgeoisie Decepticons, our biggest blocks and whatnot. If we was able to work together and carry on, we would be the most powerful ethnic group in the world. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Free, black, and proud. And no matter how hard you try, you can't stop me now.
Thank you. Our next public speaker this evening is Mark McGowan.
Good evening. My name is Mark McGowan. I have owned my home on Larson Avenue since May of 2000, and I ask you tonight to please deny the requested permit for 515 South Alpine Road. What concerns me is the traffic nightmare that 32 new residential units, and with them most likely a minimum of 32 additional vehicles, will bring to that very short section of Larson Avenue. If you've ever driven Larson, you know it's the main thoroughfare from Alpine to Fairview, and the prime pathway to return to or to leave home for hundreds of people in our neighborhood. The driveway that leads up to that property and its current one home is extremely close to Alpine and on a thickly wooded curve. Drivers from these new townhouses and apartments who want to turn left toward Alpine and toward the access that road provides to the city's east side are likely to find themselves waiting and waiting for their chances to do so, especially during the morning rush. Why? Everyone who lives on Larson Avenue understands the reality of the traffic lights. They heavily favor Alpine, of course, and we Larson drivers waiting to turn left to head northbound often spend several minutes waiting patiently or impatiently for that brief green, while we also pray that speedy and sometimes aggressive Alpine vehicles actually stop on red. And many of us instinctively delay entering the intersection on green for that reason. During peak hours, several vehicles already can clog the Larson Hill while the red light holds steady. And as someone who has spent more than 25 years turning right onto Alpine for my morning commute to work, I know that it can only take one vehicle waiting to turn left to unintentionally block the space for southbound turners, meaning that we also need to wait for the green. Now imagine what could or will happen with a minimum of 32 additional drivers who live as close as possible to Alpine and are merging into traffic from less densely populated parts of our neighborhood. Considering that maybe 10 vehicles at most can fit between Alpine and the applicant's driveway, I'm guessing that many of the new residents of this development will find themselves stuck twice. First, waiting for the opportunity to turn left onto Larson because the eastbound lane is full, and second, waiting for a green light onto Alpine once they've become part of the clog. And as they cope with safety concerns thanks to the blind spot to their left, drivers also must factor in that most vehicles turning off Alpine will arrive in about 4 seconds tops as they accelerate. It's that close. And to me, this seems like accidents waiting to happen. How long will these new Larson Avenue residents wait for their precious chance to turn left onto a Larson snarled with vehicles? And once they're finally in line, how long will they wait for a quick green? And if the Alpine-friendly timing of the lights is adjusted, how will that impact Alpine traffic? And what kind of backups might occur in the Alpine turn lanes onto Larson during the evening rush as these people return home from work or school and then slow down to turn north up the hill? To me, this is a situation with too many questions and too many concerns. And for those reasons, I ask you to please vote no. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next public speaker this evening is Dave White.
Is Dave White with us? Oh, there you are, sorry.
Thanks, Mark. I want to follow up on what you had to say. I'm glad to see you're here. Happy Star Wars Day to everyone. May the 4th be with you. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Again, my name's Dave White. I've lived in the neighborhood forever. I grew up in the neighborhood, 515 South Alpine, and got married, bought a house in the neighborhood, and raised my family. My son is here, Brandon. Sorry. We have an emotional attachment to that property. It's just a beautiful property. And Frank would know, there was a woman who lived there for decades, an environmentalist type of woman, and she knew everything about that property, Alpine Hills, the property, the subject property tonight. And I just hate to see that developed. It's just a beautiful piece of property. And I know, it's going to go from R1 to multifamily. The owner of the property, I'm sure from the beginning, has had a financial strategy where he wanted to buy it at a lower price as residential and then come before this chamber and get it switched to multifamily immediately. That's like putting a check in that person's pocket. We just can't let that happen. The owner knows it's speculative, which means risk, which means he doesn't always win. We can't set a precedent. I know there's been conversation that if we don't approve, that if this doesn't get approved, that it could keep others from wanting to build in Rockford, build multifamily units, that type of thing. We'll let them buy a zone multifamily property and go from there. We just can't set a precedent here in Rockford that you can buy residential, ask to have it converted, rezoned to multifamily, and then go from there. I don't think, and I've seen things on the news, I don't think the quality of the housing is going to be what we've been promised. I just don't think it's going to be that nice, which tends to maybe cause problems for the neighborhood as far as some of the occupants of those properties. Traffic problems, Mark, you covered it all. I backed into that driveway that comes out of that property. There's blind spots to the left, to the right. There's a turn lane off of Alpine, which people just come flying off of Alpine. I've come off of Alpine, gone up Larson. Cars are behind you before you know it, pushing you up that hill. You can't look to the left. It's a blind spot. You're close to Alpine, maybe 100, 150 feet from Alpine Road. You go right, you're going to go through the neighborhoods. It's a steep hill. By the time you build up speed, you have a car behind you pushing you. It's just not good. I think these proposed changes will bring down.
Thank you.
Just one.
Thank you.
I'll finish up quick. I think these proposed changes will bring down our property value.
Sir, you can come back on.
There really aren't great views unless you're in the.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to move to our new committee reports and move to Planning and Development Committee and go back to Alderwoman Wilkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. Item 1, committee recommends approval of the amendment to the AP 90 program specific requirements, all current and prior year annual action plans. Item 2, committee recommends approval of the amendments to the fiscal year 2025 addition of projects and budget amendments.
Thank you, Council. We have 2 items before us. Any discussion on those 2 items? Clerk, please call the roll.
Turkey. Aye. Logeman.
Aye.
Toomberg.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
Torina.
Aye.
Prunty.
Aye.
Wilkins.
Aye.
Hoffman.
Aye.
Granith.
Aye.
Beach.
Aye.
Salgado. Meeks.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Next, we'll go to Code and Regulation Committee and Alderman Bell.
Got a lot of them. Item 1, committee recommends sustaining the Traffic Commission's approval to establish a no parking anytime except paratransit restriction on the west side of North Court Street from 318 north of Whitman Street to 318 feet north of Whitman Street to 348 feet north of Whitman Street. Item 2, committee recommends approval of the final plat of Bell School Crossings subdivision located at 73XX East Riverside Boulevard. Item 3, committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals recommendation of denial for a variation to decrease the minimum side yard setback for a covered entrance from 6 feet to 1 foot in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 3207 North Main Street. Jill Bosselman for DJK Haynes LLC is the applicant. Item 4, committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals approval for a zoning map amendment from C3 General Commercial Zoning District and I1 Light Industrial Zoning District to I3 Airport Industrial Zoning District at 3321 Integrity Drive. Industrial VI Enterprises LLC, Hillwood is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item 5, committee recommends approval of the special use permit for a planned unit development consisting of 4 4-unit buildings and 2 8-unit buildings in an R1 single-family residential zoning district at 515 South Alpine Road. Sehar Kasim is the applicant, thus reversing the Zoning Board of Appeals recommendation of denial, subject to conditions. Item 6, committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals approval for a variation to reduce the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 9 feet in an R2 two-family residential zoning district at 1320 21st Avenue. Manuel Pedroza is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item number 7. Committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals approval for a special use permit for a planned unit development consisting of a working farm and education center with pole barns for a community meetings place and equipment storage, 2 30 by 90 passive solar greenhouses, a storage shed, a gazebo, and a gravel parking area and gravel driveway in an R1 single-family residential zoning district at 730 and 7XX Lincoln Park Boulevard. Catherine Whitaker and Nettle Curbside Compost LLC is the applicant, subject to conditions. Number 8, committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals approval for a zoning map amendment from I1 Light Industrial Zoning District to C4 Urban Mixed Use Zoning District at 215, 325, and 423 South Madison Street. City of Rockford is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item 9, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board of Appeals approval. For A, the sale of tobacco products, and B, the sale of packaged liquor in conjunction with a gas station and convenience store in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 818 6th Street, Allen S. Augustin Mama's Food and Fuel as the applicant, subject to conditions. Number 10, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board of Appeals approval for the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a gas station and convenience store in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 2975 North Perryville Road. Abdul Hakim Saleh Alawi, H and Mart LLC, doing business as H and Mart is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item 11, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board of Appeals approval for A, the sale of tobacco products, B, the sale of packaged liquor, Class PKG, and C, the sale of liquor by the drink, Class L50, in conjunction with a liquor store, tavern, and video gaming terminals in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 3523 Auburn Street. Going to say Central Park Tap is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item 12, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for the sale of beer and wine by the drink, Class WB50, in conjunction with a restaurant and video gaming terminals in a C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 4225 Charles Street. Francisco Rivera Luna and Monica Amarillo Porras and La Esquinita de Oro, LLC, doing business as La Esquinita de Oro, are the applicants, subject to conditions. Item 13, Committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for a modification of an existing liquor license for a 100% stock purchase in a C3 commercial zoning district and R1 single-family zoning district at 2842 and 28XX 11th Street and 2845 Kenzie Street. Chantalal Patel, Ajay Modi, and BJ's Place, LTD, doing business as BJ's Place, are the applicants, subject to conditions. Item number 14, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for the sale of liquor by the drink class NGL in conjunction with a restaurant in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 6565 Lexus Drive, made Sansu, Ariette, Lazarardi, Lisa Prasetya, Yugen, LLC, doing business at Yugen Authentic Japanese Restaurant, are the applicants, subject to conditions. I feel like this is punishment here.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I'm just going to... All right, 3 more. Item 15, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a convenience store in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 2645 20th Street. Mohammed Sagier Ahmad Smokes and More, LLC, doing business as Smokes and More, is the applicant, subject to conditions. Item 16, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for the sale of liquor by the drink class L50 in conjunction with a tavern and restaurant and video gaming terminals in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 908 West Riverside Boulevard. On the Rocks are the applicants, subject to conditions. Item 17, committee recommends sustaining the Liquor and Tobacco Advisory Board's approval for the sale of liquor by the drink class L50 in conjunction with a restaurant and outdoor seating area in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 6275 East State Street. Stephen Grube and Rockford Wing Company, LLC, doing business as Buffalo Wild Wings, is the applicant, subject to conditions. I place these 17 items before you.
Thank you. Only bad news is the recorder stopped at 5, so you just got to go back and read.
Oh, man.
No, thank you so much. Council, we have 17 items. Is there any discussion on those 17 items? Alderman Bell.
Thank you. I just need to turn this page really quick to item... Can you guide me to the housing development? I think
Item
it's 5?
5.
5. Thank you. Speaking on item 5, maybe this is for our Public Works Director. There were concerns raised today with public comment surrounding traffic. Has there been a traffic study done yet on this area?
There has not been a traffic study.
Can you move your mic just so they can hear it at home too?
I'm sorry, excuse me. Alderman Bell, to my knowledge, no traffic study has been completed as part of this project.
Gotcha. So I've had one done in the 13th Ward after a few conversations and meetings. Would love to ask staff if there could be a traffic study done. I don't know what that time frame of a traffic study and how long that takes, but as we lead up to taking a vote on this, there's been concerns from residents in that area, wanted to know if that was something that we could pursue.
Having worked both sides of the table on these studies, I would tell you they generally are a 2 to 4 week proposition, completing a traffic study.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Meeks.
I wanted to talk about a different item, but I do want to stay on that topic really quick with item number 5. I just wanted to confirm, did the traffic director speak on this development and say that the number of units would not impact traffic? I believe that was the statement that was made at the zoning meeting.
Director Sanders.
Knowledge.
Okay, so I was there and I did hear it, so you
Thank
might
you.
not have knowledge, but I do have
I
knowledge
appreciate
that it
that.
was stated. Thank you. But I'm gonna move back to item number 3 really quick, if that's okay. So, I don't see the planning director here, so, for item number 3, this is a recommendation of denial for the variation. And I actually, when I first saw it, I totally understood it, because of the lack of permitting prior to making the change at this location. But after further review and going there and seeing what's actually taking place, after checking in with the business directly adjacent to this property, and they have had no issues, they actually think it looks nicer that way with the fence kind of blocking off the area. I really don't see an issue here with the change that was made. It's a large seating area right now. It allows people to go outside, get a breath of fresh air. I'm not saying that they would need to take this away, but what area we're talking about changing is the entrance to this area from inside of the establishment. And it really has been an improvement. It's a structure that's been there for quite some time. I want to point that part out too. I understand there were changes made, but it is a structure that has been there for a while. There were permits that were given to update the structure over time, and I just feel like if there was such an issue with that structure, that should have been addressed at that time, and we were more than happy to permit that. So I am asking that we overlook this and allow this variation instead of denying it and being able to move this business forward. There's, you know, this is a well-established business. There are multiple repeated calls of service, so there are calls of service that look significant. I've seen worse in other areas, but it is something that I think is addressed pretty quickly in the area, and I personally feel like they run a good business. So I would like to see this. I just wanted to make that claim on the floor so that everyone is aware, and hopefully you can help me adjust this so that it is not a denial and actually an approval for the variation.
Thank you. Just so I understand, Alderwoman Meeks, right now, a no means yes on this item. So one, I want that to be clear. But also, we've had lots of discussion at this body about making that change. And if you wanted to get some guidance on that, I'm sure a legal team would be happy to provide that. You didn't ask for it, but understanding where you're coming from, I think you're moving in that direction.
I would.
And instead of everyone being confused, it may be easier.
Yeah, I don't want to confuse everyone. Director Hammer, if you could help me understand how to make this change potentially?
Yes. So you would need to move to amend the recommendation to an approval, and then we would have to adopt findings of facts to support the approval. And then that would require a second and a majority vote at the committee report level. And then if that is approved, it would appear at the next meeting of council in 2 weeks as an ordinance. And the ordinance would require 10 votes to overturn the denial of the Zoning Board of Appeals.
And just to be clear, if everyone were to vote no, what would that mean?
To vote no as it's written. So a no would be, so if everyone voted no and the denial was not sustained, then we would need to reverse that because we're required under the statute to have the findings of fact to support the recommendation.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I would like to make a motion to amend the recommendation from denial to approval.
We have a motion, we have a second on item number B3. Is there any discussion on that amendment? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay. And then Alderman Meeks, did you have anything else?
I don't really have anything. If anybody wants to see better pictures, I have them on my phone. So what you saw was not a good depiction of that property. So.
Okay. Alderman Toomberg. Alderman Toomberg.
Thank you, Mayor. Coincidentally, I was going to talk on 3 as well. I missed the opportunity to talk with Mr. Capavilla last week during committee meetings. I looked at this, and it looks like that the enclosure does assist the business with some additional storage along with some lawn mowing equipment. And I was going to inquire if there was any complaints by the neighboring businesses, because I was assuming there wasn't, and I think Alderman Meeks pointed that out tonight, so that's good to hear. So I would be in favor of this proceeding forth in the manner that it is right now, and hope others consider that as well. On item number 5, do we have, now, we have this on our desks tonight, but is this there was talk about bringing this project down in scope. Has it been presented to us in any way up to this point, or is this the new?
Thank you, Alderman Toomberg. Mr. Cagnoni, could you highlight what each council member has in front of them regarding item 5, which is the development of additional housing on Alpine?
Certainly, thank you, Your Honor. So what before you is a site plan that was provided by the applicant. They have amended their application to reflect modifying the 2 8-unit buildings down to 2 4-unit buildings. So in essence, they removed 8 units out of the proposed development. So rather than 4 4-unit buildings, it is now 6 4-unit buildings and no 8-unit buildings.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Alderman Durkee.
Yeah, it's just a matter of clarification, Your Honor, but that's not what we're going to vote on. That's not what's before us. Is that correct?
My understanding is that we would need to adopt those new renderings. Mr. Cagnoni?
So the renderings have been submitted as an amended application, but the alderman would be correct. It would be appropriate for it to be 6, they could, if they were to approve it, it would reflect what has been submitted as an applicant, but for clarity purposes, it certainly could say 6 4-unit buildings on the approval.
So I haven't called on anyone yet. So Alderman Beach, you had a comment.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm really amazed at the amount of interest that staff has taken in this particular project. I'm thankful for the amendment that I see on my desk this evening. There's no apartments now going to be on this site. I wouldn't be at all interested in moving forward until we work that traffic situation out. And it's just really, it's terrible the way it is. And if we go ahead with this, it's going to be even worse. So if we're going to try to better the thing, we ought to take and make all the problems that we have go away, if we can. But I had wanted to have it laid over last week so we could discuss it, so it could be here tonight and perhaps vote on it, but that didn't happen. And so I'd like to have it laid over tonight, if at all possible.
Thank you. We have a motion to lay over, and we have a second. So item 5 has been automatically laid over. Alderwoman Torina, then I believe Alderman Bell or Meeks had their hand up, so Alderwoman Torina.
My question was actually about item number 5, so should I just wait? Just wait till next time? All right.
Okay, so item 5 has been laid over, item 3 has been amended. Is there any discussion on any of the 17 items, now 16 items before us? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Durkee.
No on 7, I am
Logeman. Toomberg. Frost. Torina.
No on 9 and 15. Aye on the rest.
Prunty. Wilkins. Hoffman. Granith. Beach.
No on 9B. No on 11B and C. No on 12. No on 16 and 17. I am the rest.
Salgado. Meeks. Bell. Item 1, 2, 3, 13 ayes. Item 4, 12 ayes, 1 no. Item 6, 13 ayes. Item 7, 12 ayes, 1 no. 8, 13 ayes, 9, 11 ayes, 2 noes. Item 10, 13 ayes. Item 11, 12, 12 ayes, 1 no. Items 13, 14, 13 ayes. Item 15, 12 ayes, 1 no. 16, 11 ayes, 2 noes. And 17, 12 ayes, 1 no.
And you are impressive. Next, we're going to go to Finance and Personnel Committee and Alderman Frost.
Thank you, Your Honor. There's one item. The committee recommends approval of vouchers of the amount of $9,022,558.28 as approved at the Finance and Personnel Committee meeting held on April 27th, 2026.
Thank you. Council, one item before you. Any discussion on that one item? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Durkee.
Aye.
Logeman.
Aye.
Toomberg.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
Torina.
Aye.
Prunty.
Aye.
Wilkins.
Aye.
Hoffman.
Aye.
Granith.
Aye.
Beach.
Aye.
Salgado. Meeks.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to unfinished business. We have nothing under Planning and Development, so we'll go to Code and Regulation Committee and Alderman Bell.
We have one item. Committee recommends sustaining the Zoning Board of Appeals denial for a special use permit for a planned use development consisting of a ground mount solar array within the existing parking lot, and B, variation to increase the white vinyl fencing height from 4 feet to 6 feet within the front yard along Acorn Street in an R2 two-family residential zoning district at 609 Kilburn Avenue. Greenling Solar Solutions and the Boys and Girls Club of Rockford are the applicants. This was laid over from April 20th, 2026. I place this one item before you.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the one item before us? Alderman Bell.
Thank you. I've advocated, obviously, for a few weeks now. I just want to say thank you to the few colleagues that did reach out to figure out a way forward, as we know that this will save the Boys and Girls Club upwards of more than $40,000 a year that they could put back into their programming to support our young people in our community. And so while we want to see the savings, should this fail, we'll go back to the drawing board and figure it out. So I just want to say thank you for those who reached out through this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Durkee.
Aye.
Logeman.
Aye.
Toomberg.
No.
Frost.
Aye.
Torina.
Aye.
Prunty.
Aye.
Wilkins.
Aye.
Hoffman.
Aye.
Granith.
Aye.
Beach.
No.
Salgado.
No.
Meeks.
No.
Bell.
No.
8 ayes, 5 noes.
Okay, thank you. Next, we are going to officers' reports. Any council members who have reports? Alderwoman Terena?
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm not ready. I will be in about 5 seconds. I do want to let my residents know, and anyone else that would like to attend, that we do have a upcoming Fifth Ward meeting next week. It is Thursday, May 14th at 5:30, and that meeting will be held at the Rockford Park District headquarters at 401 South Main Street. I understand people were like, what is the Park District headquarters? It's also known as the post office. So I'm looking forward to seeing the residents at that meeting next week. Also in partnership with the Rockford Park District, we are launching a walking group called the Fifth Ward Walkers. And it is an opportunity for us to utilize a gem in our community, which is the Clarence Hicks Sports Complex, and an opportunity for us to get together and build community. So there are 5 walking dates. The first one is actually this Thursday, May 7th. The next one is May 12th, May 21st, May 28th, and June 4th. Again, those dates are May 7th, May 12th, May 21st, May 28th, and June 4th at the Clarence Hicks Sports Complex at 2004 Ogilvy Road. And the time for that is 4:30 to 6:30. So you don't got to come and walk for 2 hours, but maybe you can do 30 minutes, maybe you do an hour, maybe you can do all 2 hours. It's really up to you, but we will have all kind of fun things. We're gonna have some giveaways, prizes. We're gonna have some celebrity walkers. We'll be able to use the fullness of the facility, so we're gonna use the music, and each week we'll have like really fun themes. So anyone that wants to come walk, you don't have to live in the Fifth Ward to be a Fifth Ward walker. So feel free to come, and we're gonna have a good time. There's gonna be different vendors, partnerships with Swedes, the Red Cross. There's gonna be a lot of different people there with their services around health and wellness. So I'm very, very excited about that partnership and being able to offer that to the residents. So feel free to come. Again, look forward to seeing you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Alderwoman Prunty?
Thank you. I just would like to take a moment to recognize several important moments in our community. First, I want to congratulate St. Luke Baptist Church in the 6th Ward on the dedication of their youth center on March 29th. This is a meaningful investment in our youth, in our young people and their families. I also want to acknowledge their current pastor, Pastor Lewis Malone, and Mrs. Malone. They are preparing for their retirement after 45 plus years of service in this community. They will be retiring in October. Their leadership has left a lasting legacy, and this youth center will continue that impact for generations to come. I would also like to congratulate the Rockford Promise graduates and scholarship recipients. Rockford's future is brighter because of you. Thank you to the Rockford Promise staff, board, and volunteers for a beautiful program yesterday, and congratulations to 20 years and 1,000 scholarships, as well as I want to congratulate the award recipients. Finally, in recognition of Teacher Appreciation Week, I want to thank my fellow educators and co-workers for the role you play in helping all students, including the Rockford Promise students, to reach these milestones. Your work matters, and it does not go unnoticed. So, thank you.
Thank you. Alderwoman Grant, then Alderwoman Meeks.
2 things. First off, I want to thank Officer Best and Sergeant Fleming. I was able to attend the 10-week Rockford Police Department class that was put on, And I would highly recommend when they have the next one, that if anybody is interested in learning all the many things that our officers do on a daily basis, I would suggest attending. It was eye-opening to see all the different things that they do on a daily basis. And you get to you get to go to the morgue, you get to go on a ride-along, you get to talk about the bomb squad, and so it's also a great recruiting tool. Chief, your officers did a really good job of recruiting from within there, so good job. I think you might have gotten a few recruits out of there, so it's good. And also, this weekend is a busy weekend in the 9th on the northwest side of Rockford. We have flowers that are going to be planted at the Auburn Circle. The 250th celebration is also being designated, but anybody who wants to come out and plant a few rows of flowers on Saturday morning at the Circle, please stop on by. It's also an opportunity for, along with Alderwoman Meeks and Thunberg and Wilkins, to do the Keep Northern Illinois Beautiful, and I know Alderwoman Meeks will talk more about that, but please come out and participate, clean up your neighborhood. There's going to be plenty of food and other things going on in the northwest side. So please stop on out and plant some flowers and come on over, help us clean it up. Thank you.
I thought for a second you had like an announcement you were going to enter into the police department.
No.
Alderwoman Meeks.
Well, thank you so much, Alderwoman Granith, for kicking things off. I do want to just remind everyone about this weekend's spring cleanup, where we have partnered, myself, Alderwoman Wilkins, Alderwoman Granith, and Alderman Thunberg. We all partnered for a cleanup day at the North End City Market. So it would be at the North End City Market, right next to the Veterans Memorial Circle. On that same day, we will have the North End City Market opening day. We will have the annual Spruce Up Day, as Alderman Granith mentioned, for the Veterans Memorial Circle. So you have an opportunity to plant flowers, and you'll have an opportunity to clean up. And I'll be honest, I need more people registering. I've heard a lot of people saying they're gonna come and clean and do all that, and I appreciate that, but we need to keep track of how many people are coming so we can get prepared for you and know how many tools and supplies to bring, because we don't expect you to come with all of those things. We will supply them, or I should say, Keep Northern Illinois Beautiful will be supplying them. I just want to really quickly thank some of the businesses that have partnered and made this successful on Saturday. Pennon, thank you so much for lunch. Taqueria La Katrina, thank you so much for lunch. Cherry Blossom Florist is offering a floral arrangement as a final prize, a beautiful floral arrangement, so not just your standard floral arrangement, top notch. And then you cannot have hot dogs without Mrs. Fisher's potato chips. So they are also supporting this. So I am just really grateful for all the aldermen who said yes to being a part of it, all of the volunteers that will come out on Saturday. But to register, I need you to go to www.knib.org, and it's right on the front page, Special Events, Spring Cleanup Day. And I just want to reiterate that this event is at the North End City Market, not the regular city market. Thank you so much.
I'm following what you're saying. Alderwoman Wilkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to give a shout out to Barbers United, who actually just finished up doing an event at Northwest Community Center, so thank you to Northwest for hosting this event. We had some barbers that united and came together to give free haircuts to our youth today, so I wanted to give a shout out to Jermaine, KT, Mon, Steve-O, and one of the best brother-in-laws possible, Mr. Wani Neal, for putting on this event, not just here on the west side of Rockford, but throughout our city. I love what they're doing, and I appreciate that initiative that they are leading. To piggyback off of Alderwoman Meeks, there's going to be some heavy cleanup obviously going on this weekend. We are also doing a cleanup over around the Andrews area over in Ward 7, as the Rockford Park District are doing a pop-up football camp, and so we've got some volunteers coming over from the Alpha program that'll be helping out and also participating with that cleanup as well. So I just wanted to give a shout out to everyone involved with getting our community cleaned up this weekend. Thank you.
Alderman Toomberg.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to all the volunteers that helped make another Churchill's Grove garage sale successful. A lot of fun had by all, and hopefully some good bargains out there to be had. Thank you to Alderwoman Meeks for kind of taking the lead on all this logistical issues of getting the 4 wards together. So there will be some serious cleanup done around the area on the northwest side, and that is, of course, did anyone tell you it is the city market that's up at the north end? So,
heard that.
But also, that's right outside the park, that's right near the parking lot where the Midland Bank is, of course, up there near the roundabout. Also, to anyone that's coming up and planting flowers, you will not be allowed to infiltrate on my spot that I do it every year, because I think it's the most lush spot of all. But that's just my own personal opinion. But yes, it's a great time, and what the Red Ferns do, and what they really the legwork that they put in, Ernie and Helen Redfern, to make that area as beautiful as it is. It is nice to hear the comments, especially that come to the Redferns in particular from veterans of our military that just feel really moved by the effort that's put in there and the beauty of it. So thank you to all those that come up, not only to help clean up the neighborhood, but to plant those flowers that make it as beautiful as it is. Thank you.
Alderwoman Wilkins.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I did forget, and I apologize, but I wanted to give a major shout out to Signal Hills President Jeannie Westholder, who has been really holding down the fort over there in my absence. They also did a cleanup last Saturday on the 24th and got a good chunk of the area that we'll be cleaning on Saturday. So we will we'll definitely pick up where they left off. I've already been given the coordinates and everything because Jeannie's amazing. But I wanted to thank Jeannie and all of the team, all of the residents that took place in this initiative and who have continued to come out. We will be having a Signal Hill meeting this Thursday at 7 p.m. at St. Peter's Cathedral, where I will be present giving some updates and providing some really good announcements. So if you can, if you're in the 7th Ward, wherever you've been close by, definitely feel free to stop in, 7 o'clock, St. Peter's. Thank you.
Alderman Salgado.
Thank you, Your Honor, for giving me the time. I've got a couple things. It's going to be a busy May, busy June. The first, obviously, as we know, tomorrow, Cinco de Mayo. So want to invite folks. There's 2 things that are happening, both in the 11th Ward. Somehow, some will be there, and then off-site fundraiser. But the first one is La Quinta Spider is having their grand opening. They're going to have, at 10:30 is the ribbon cutting, and then they're going to have festivities throughout the day. That's the new banquet hall next to the Lida Club there. That was there. So they're opening up tomorrow. Perfect Cinco de Mayo for that celebration. Also, the Midtown Business Association is hosting a fundraiser out at El Vallarta and Cherry Valley Mall. It starts at 11, goes to 7 p.m. They're going to have raffles from, I believe, to Puerto Vallarta. You can win there. Also, TV, a 65-inch TV, and then a $100 gift card. So it's a fundraiser. They're going to have bouncy house there. Hopefully the weather cooperates, the wind and everything like that. So they're gonna have a whole bunch of festivities. So if you don't got anywhere to go get a margarita or tacos or anything like that, stop on over for that, but I know there's a lot of festivities going on throughout the city from that perspective. May 7th, LCI meeting for the Midtown neighborhood is going to be held at Patriots Gateway. This is a second round where they're going to, Regional 1 plan is going to be discussing what different projects came out of the discussions, what projects are feasible, and obviously kind of get some input from the citizens to see what they want to do with that. So 6 o'clock at Patriots Gateway, May 7th on that. Also, the 11th Street Phase 2, there's going to be an update with Public Works. Tim Hankins will hopefully next week kind of give an update. We're hoping to plan something Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I'm trying to follow up with them just to give a understanding from essentially Broadway to Charles, what that Phase 2 is going to look like in the 11th Ward from that perspective. So also there's the, you saw it, the 9th Street, the 6th Street two-way conversion is coming up. There's still some feedback sessions that we're trying to schedule. Hopefully we'll schedule them in June, and then obviously the last piece of it would be Town Hall in June, right around 15th. We haven't set the date on that, but busy stuff and good stuff though. Thank you.
Alderman Bell?
Thank you, Mayor. Had the opportunity to do a bunch of things, but two I'd like to touch on this evening, along with, I was in Springfield along with Alderman Jaime Salgado, Alderwoman Gabrielle Torina, and Alderwoman Gina Meeks this past week for the IML Lobby Day, and it was just great to talk about Rockford with many state senators, and we had an opportunity to speak with the Illinois State Comptroller, Susanna Mendoza, and Secretary of State, Alexi Janulius, and wow, are we doing great things here in the city of Rockford. So we were able to share some of the things, and we were going through and meeting new folks, and they knew about Rockford. So just wanted to highlight that. Mayor, you were also down there. Thank you for advocating for Rockford among the IML Board of Directors as a vice chairman. So I also had an opportunity on Saturday during the day out at Fire Station 6 in the 13th Ward, and had an amazing time. I didn't put on the gear at all, but our fire recruiter, Bo Cheney, hosted along with his colleagues at the fire department the fifth, or one out of the 5 different Explorer Cadet field training opportunities that the University of Illinois Extension puts on during the spring and I believe fall time throughout the state, and Rockford was able to host one of those. And I mean, there were so many different young people, ages 15 to 20 years old, and what stuck out to me was we had 5 awesome individuals in high school who were out there in fire gear representing the city of Rockford amongst their peers from across the state. And I think I'm a little biased here, not because Station 6 is in the 13th Ward, but we have an amazing fire department, and those 5 individuals are from Rockford. They live in Rockford, one being, and I got to meet Director Hughes' son, Casey, who hopefully is going to be an aspiring firefighter. We want him here in the city of Rockford. But it was just an amazing opportunity to see and hear from those 5 cadets that desire to work for the city of Rockford in the near future, and so was able to take a picture with them so that I could put that in my office and remember them for when they are the next chief. So I'm super excited about them becoming firefighters in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other reports? Just add a couple of comments and also ask a clarifying question. One, certainly, thank you for the work that Alderwoman Granith, Alderwoman Prunty, Alderman Logeman do as teachers. We certainly appreciate you, so thank you. There was lots of discussion about cleanup. I think it's going to be near the market on the northwest side. But I wanted to clarify, I know the Spruce Up Day starts at 8:30. Does yours start? Yes. Okay. So for everyone following along, I would go to the market on the northwest side Saturday, May 9th, to participate in the annual Spruce Up Day and 4 wards coming together for a cleanup day. Good food and things of that nature. Want to say a special thank you to the Friends of Veterans Memorial Circle for the year after year work that they do, specifically Helen and Ernie Redfern, just for their dedicated stewardship of it. I know Alderwoman Prunty touched on Rockford Promise event, really one of my favorite events every single year. Just so you're aware, they celebrated 97 graduates this year, and they welcomed in 192 new scholars. One of the best parts of that event is they do a video that they have every single child say their name, and it goes like back to back to back to back. And now with 192, it just goes on and on and on. But it's beautiful. It looks like Rockford. And I think it's such a way that we can live out our values as a community. And to see that our kids are not just going, but they're matriculating at a far greater pace through college than national standards. They're getting a higher GPA than their peers at their colleges, and they're doing that, and I would make 2 asks of the community. Think about a way that you could be a mentor. It doesn't cost you anything except a little bit of your time to encourage. I think now with this new class, I believe 56 or 58% of the students are first-time college-going students, so and their family, first-generation college-going students, so they need folks to be able to lean into and talk to. Also, I would just ask folks to continue to make people aware. At your neighborhood meetings, whatever that may be, to continue to make people aware of the program, because there still are folks who are not aware of it. But thank you for all of those great reports. We have, next up, we have appointments. So items 2 through 11 don't come up for several more weeks, but item 1 does come up, and it comes up this evening. Is there any discussion, or let me read it in. Reappointment of the following individuals as directors of their municipal department in the city of Rockford: Carrie Haggerty of Finance, Sharice Hunter of Human Resources, Anquinette Parham of Health and Human Services, Todd Hughes of Information Technology, Angela Hammer of Legal Department, Scott Sanders of Public Works, Sarah Lies of Community and Economic Development. Is there any discussion on that one item? Alderwoman Meeks?
Thank you so much. I just have a quick question. Can anyone tell me how many vacant positions we have with the city of Rockford, just in general?
In general?
Yeah, I feel like there was a report I saw a while back, and I was just curious if that was an answer I could get.
You can definitely get the answer. I don't know if we have that right now. Director Hunter?
Okay.
We will get you that answer.
That was the only question I had. Thank you.
Alderman Salgado. We'll email it out to everyone. Any discussion? Alderman Bell.
Thank you, Mayor. Just, while it's in front of us, want to take the time publicly to thank these directors. All of you do quite a bit of work for this city, and I don't think that we give you your flowers enough. So while it's in front of you, I just want to say thank you for all of the work that you all do.
Thank you for that. Any other discussion? Clerk, could you please call the roll?
Durkee. Aye. Logeman. Aye. Toomberg. Aye. Frost. Aye. Prunty. Aye. Wilkins. Aye. Hoffman. Aye. Granith. Aye. Beach. Aye. Salgado. Meeks. Aye. Bell. Aye. 12 ayes.
Excellent. Next, we're going to move to motions and resolutions. We have nothing under planning and development or code and regulation, so we'll move to finance and personnel. Alderman Frost.
Thank you, Your Honor. Number 1, the committee recommends approval of award of bid for demolition bid Group 36 to Northern Illinois Service in the amount of $39,700. It includes properties at 1151 North Main and 2818 Horton Street. The contract duration is through completion of the demolition project. The funding sources are the Community Development General Fund and the IDHA Strong Communities Grant. Number 2, the committee recommends approval of award a bid for citywide street repairs group number 3 to Rockford Companies in the amount of $3,494,396.19. The contract duration is through August 28, 2026. The funding source is the 1% infrastructure sales tax. Number 3, the committee recommends approval award a bid for Madison Street corridor improvements Phase 2 to N-Track in the amount of $9,750,755.36. The contract is from this June through October 31, 2027. The funding sources are the 1% infrastructure sales tax, the WRIA, and the DCEO funds, and the Ford River Sanitation Authority funds. Number 4, the committee recommends approval and award a bid for the Coronado Decorative Plaster Repairs to Evergreen Architectural Arts, the amount of $596,048. The contract is through December 31, 2027, and the funding source is the redevelopment fund. Number 5, the committee recommends approval of award of professional services agreement for architectural design of fire stations 2, 4, 5, 9, and 10, and the fire department headquarters and the fire academy to Larson Darby in the amount of $192,950. The contract duration is 2 years. The funding source is Fire Station 10 reallocation of funds. Number 6, the committee recommends approval of award of engineering agreement for the Madison Street improvements to Fair Graham in the amount of $719,000. The contract duration is June 1, 2026 through October 31, 2027. The funding source are the 1% infrastructure sales tax and the WRIA. Number 7, the committee recommends approval of the award of engineering agreement for the Winnebago Street over Kent Creek and Railroads Bridge Rehabilitation, Phase 2 of engineering, to H.R. Green in the amount of $333,693. The contract duration is from this April through June 2027. The funding source is the motor fuel tax funds. Number 8, the committee recommends approval of the resolution of appropriation of MFT funds for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code for the Winnebago Street over Kent Creek and Railroads Bridge Rehabilitation in the amount of $500,000. Number 9, the committee recommends approval and acceptance of the IDHS Emergency Solutions Grant in the amount of $25,000. The grant does require a 100% cost match. The grant term is from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. The grant award, if accepted, will be used to pay for street outreach, homeless management information system, data entry, and admin costs. It looks like we have 2 number 9, so I'll move on to 9.1. I'm sorry. Number 10, the committee recommends approval and acceptance of the Illinois Department of Human Services Rapid Rehousing Grant Award in the amount of $374,169. The grant does not require a cost match. The grant term is from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. Number 11, the committee recommends approval and acceptance of the Illinois Department of Human Services Shelter Diversion Grant Award in the amount of $113,534. The grant does not require a cost match. The grant term is from July 1, 2026 to June 30, 2027. Number 12, the committee recommends approval and acceptance of the Illinois Department of Human Services Homeless Prevention Grant Award in the amount of $1,110,414. The grant does not require a cost match. The grant term is from July 1, 2026 through June 30, 2027. And number 13, the committee recommends approval and acceptance of the Illinois Department of Human Services Community Convener Grant Award in the amount of $188,000. The grant does not require a cost match. The award will be issued in 2 separate agreements covering a 12-month period. Program Year 1, Part A, provides $47,000 for the period from April 1, 2026 to June 30, 2026. And Part B provides $141,000 for a period from July 1, 2026 through March 31, 2027. I place these 13 matters before you.
Thank you. Council, is there any discussion on those 13 items? Alderwoman Meeks.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I want to start with item number 4. The Coronado Plaster Project. Is this funding coming out? I see that it's coming out of redevelopment funds, but is this ARPA funding, or what's the original funding mechanism for this?
Director Haggerty or Director Sanders?
It is, to my understanding of how this is happening, is that the work is actually largely will be funded through 2 different grants issued through DCEO grants issued to the United Way and passed through to Friends of the Coronado. That the money will be paid out of the redevelopment fund and reimbursed from Friends of the Coronado through those 2 grants.
So, Alderman Meeks, our state legislators are, over the last 2 to 3 years, several of them are moving, instead of giving monies to a direct organization, now are going towards community foundation, and community foundation then grants those dollars out. So the dollars, my understanding from, that are going towards Coronado are from Senator Stottleman, who provided that funding for the Coronado Theater to the community foundation. It makes it easier for the organizations getting the funding, and certainly easier for the legislators doing it that way.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. And then item number 5, Chief Tayo, is there more expected funding coming up? I understand this is the reallocated, well, let me ask that first.
Yes.
Well, yes, so this is the reallocated.
I can answer that one, yes. Yes, there will be more.
So these are, okay, so yeah, this is just an initial bite out of the $10 million that we actually
Yes.
have to spend.
In the memo that was sent regarding the reallocation of funds, this is going to be helpful to us to get a real itemized list of where we can reallocate that and have some more specific numbers to be able to move forward.
And these are the only stations that will be impacted, 2, 4, 5, 9, and 10?
With this design proposal, yes.
Can I just get clarification? Is Station 8 the station off of Auburn Street?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Are there any future plans for that very old, tiny station?
Actually, it's in really good condition, and so it's been doing very well in that location for us. We have had discussion in the past about relocating that station, but not at this time.
Are the same amenities that exist in the other stations what exist in Station 8?
Yes, we are constantly looking to make sure that the dorm area and the bathrooms are equal across all of our stations. And they just went through a recent renovation in the last 2 years. And so we're moving on to other stations to bring those also up to those conditions.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm done.
You good?
Yeah, thank you.
Any other discussion on the items before you? Clerk, please call the roll.
Durkee. Logeman.
Aye.
Toomberg.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
Torina.
Aye.
Prunty.
Aye.
Wilkins.
No one, I'm sorry, abstain on 13, aye on the rest.
Hoffman.
Aye.
Granite.
Aye.
Beach.
Aye.
Salgado. Meeks.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
Items 1 through 12, 13 ayes. Item 13, 12 ayes, 1 abstain.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to new business. We'll go to Planning and Development Committee. Alderman Wilkins.
Thank you, Your Honor. Item 1 is an ordinance approving the amendment to the AP 90 program specific requirements, all current and prior year annual action plans. Item 2 is an ordinance approving the amendments to the fiscal year 2025, addition of projects and budget amendments.
Thank you. Council, any discussion on those 2 items? Clerk, please call the roll.
Durkee.
Aye.
Logeman.
Aye.
Toomberg.
Aye.
Frost.
Aye.
Torina.
Aye.
Prunty.
Aye.
Wilkins.
Aye.
Hoffman.
Aye.
Granite.
Aye.
Beach.
Aye.
Salgado. Meeks.
Aye.
Bell.
Aye.
13 ayes.
Thank you. Next, we're going to go to Code and Regulation Committee and Alderman Bell.
Okay. Luckily, one was laid over, so I'll spare you that one. Number 1, an ordinance establishing a no parking at any time except paratransit restriction on the west side of North Court Street from 318 feet north of Whitman Street to 348 feet north of Whitman Street. Item 2, an ordinance approving a zoning map amendment from C3 General Commercial Zoning District to I1 Light Industrial Zoning District to I3 Airport Industrial Zoning District at 3321 Integrity Drive. Industrial Enterprises LLC, Hillwood is the applicant. Item 3, an ordinance approving the special use permit.
That was laid over.
Ah, 2 were laid over.
Trying to save you.
Thank you.
Sentence or 2.
Oh, I wrote it on the wrong one. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. 5 was not laid over, correct?
Correct.
Okay, wrote it out the wrong one. Okay, item 4, an ordinance approving a variation to reduce the rear yard setback from 30 feet to 9 feet in an R2 two-family residential zoning district at 1320 21st Avenue. Manuel Pedroza is the applicant. Item 5, an ordinance approving a special use permit for a planned unit development consisting of a working farm and education center with pole barns for a community meeting place and equipment storage, 2 30 by 90 passive solar greenhouses, a storage shed, a gazebo, and a gravel parking area and gravel driveway in an R1 single-family residential zoning district at 730 and 7XX Lincoln Park Boulevard. Catherine Whitaker of Netto Curbside Compost LLC is the applicant. Item number 6, an ordinance approving an ordinance approval for a zoning map amendment from I-1 Light Industrial Zoning District to C4 Urban Mixed Use Zoning District at 215, 325, and 423 South Madison Street. City of Rockford is the applicant. Item number 7, an ordinance approving the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a gas station and convenience store in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 818 6th Street. Alan Augustine in Mama's Food and Fuel as the applicant. Item number 8, an ordinance approving the sale of packaged liquor in conjunction with a gas station and convenience store in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 818 6th Street. Alan Augustine Mama's Food and Fuel is the applicant. Item number 9, an ordinance approving the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a gas station and convenience store in C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 2975 North Perryville Road. Abdul Hakim Saleh Alawi H and Mart LLC, doing business as H and Mart as the applicant. Item number 10, an ordinance approving the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a liquor store, tavern, and video gaming terminals in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 3523 Auburn Street. Central Park Tap are the applicants. 11, an ordinance approving the sale of packaged liquor, Class PKG, and the sale of liquor by the drink, Class L50, in conjunction with a liquor store, tavern, and video gaming terminals in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District at 3523 Auburn Street. Central Park Tap is the applicants, Item 12, an ordinance approving the sale of beer and wine by the drink, Class WB50, in conjunction with a restaurant and video gaming terminals in a C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 4225 Charles Street. Francisco Luna Monaco Jaramillo Porras La Esquinita de Oro LLC, doing business as La Esquinita de Oro are the applicants, subject to conditions. That was pretty good, guy. Anyways, okay. Item 13, an ordinance approving a modification of an existing liquor license for a 100% stock purchase in a C3 General Commercial Zoning District and R1 Single Family Zoning District at 2842 and 28XX 11th Street and 2845 Kinsey Street. Chantalal Patel, Ajay Modi, and BJ's Place, doing business as BJ's Place, are the applicants. 14, an ordinance approving the sale of liquor by the drink, Class NGL, in conjunction with a restaurant in a C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 6565 Lexus Drive. Maid, Gede, Sansu, Ariette, Lazzardi, Lisa Prasataya, Yugen LLC, doing business as Yugen Authentic Japanese Restaurant, are the applicants. Item number 15, an ordinance approving the sale of tobacco products in conjunction with a convenience store in a C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 2645 20th Street. Mohammed Sagir Ahmad, Smokes and More LLC, doing business as Smokes and More, are the applicants. Item number 16, an ordinance approving the sale of liquor by the drink, Class L50, in conjunction with a tavern and restaurant and video gaming terminals in a C2 Limited Commercial Zoning District at 908 West Riverside Boulevard. Harwinder Kaur, AB2 Enterprises Incorporated, doing business as On the Rocks are the applicants. And item 17, an ordinance approving the sale of liquor by the drink, Class L50, in conjunction with a restaurant and outdoor seating area in a C2 limited commercial zoning district at 6275 East State Street. Stephen Grew, Rockford Wing Company, LLC, doing business as Buffalo Wild Wings are the applicants. I place these 16 items before you.
Thank you, Alderman Bell. Council, there's 16 items before you. Is there any discussion on those 16 items? Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Durkee.
No on 5. I am the rest.
Logeman. Schoenberg. Frost. Torina.
No on 7, 8, and 15. I am the rest.
Prunty. Wilkins. Hoffman. Granith. Beach.
No on 8, 11, 12, 14, 16. I am the rest.
Delgado. Meeks.
No on 2, I am the rest.
Bell.
No on 16, aye on the rest.
Item number 1, 13 ayes. Item 2, 12 ayes, 1 no. Item 4, 13 ayes. Item 5, 12 ayes, 1 no. 6, 13 ayes. 7, 12 ayes, 1 no. 8, 11 ayes, 2 noes. 9, 10, 13 ayes. 11, 12, 12 ayes, 1 no. 13, 13 ayes. 14, 15, 12 ayes, 1 no. 16, 11 ayes, 2 noes. And item 17, 13 ayes.
She works faster than A.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
We have a motion. We have a second. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Have a wonderful night.